Jaden Smith has come forward with statements that few people ever expected to hear. According to him, Jada and Will failed their children, and both Willow and Jaden are now dealing with the consequences. After years of speculation involving rumors of infidelity and emotional harm, Jaden is finally addressing what allegedly happened behind closed doors. In this video, we're breaking down statements from both Jaden and Willow, along with interviews where Jada appeared to unintentionally reveal damaging details herself.
If I was still on my porn game, I'd be able to show you some good porn, because back in the day, I had a little porn addiction.
Jada Pinkett Smith getting candid about her past struggle with porn.
I actually feel like I was using maybe addiction a little lightly, and maybe I will say now that I had an unhealthy relationship to porn at one point in my life where I was trying to practice.
Jaden has spent his entire life living under the weight of Will Smith's fame. And according to many critics, no one appeared more resentful of Will's success than Jada. She allegedly cheated on him, publicly embarrassed him, and redirected her anger and bitterness toward her children. Jada's record as a parent has raised serious concerns, and what makes it worse is that she has never shown real regret for her actions.
You know Esther Perel is coming to the table. She's going to be at the red table. Would you say she has been instrumental in you and I redefining our relationship?
I would say don't just start filming me without asking me.
Oh my goodness.
If you could film me.
Esther, come help us again, please. I'm still dealing with foolishness.
Because she don't just.
Would you say that she helped us heal the hurts that we caused between one another?
My social media presence is my bread and butter.
To begin with what many consider one of the most disturbing things Jada has admitted to doing. Jada openly talked about exposing her children to adult material when they were still very young. She revealed that she caught Willow viewing explicit content on her phone at only 11 years old and took no meaningful action. Instead, she later laughed about the situation during an episode of Red Table Talk alongside her mother. That moment forced Willow to discuss something deeply personal while seated next to her mother and grandmother, all for entertainment.
To do with me. So I was like, okay, so she's just scrolling, and when I tell you I saw some of the most hardcore pornography on Tumblr.
It wasn't, Mom. It really wasn't.
It was hard.
It really wasn't.
It was hardcore for you to be seeing at freaking 11 years old.
Tumblr,
I could not believe that.
No, Tumblr is more of the artistic aspect of it, though.
Not what I saw. Well, nothing artistic about that. I saw some hardcore
I don't remember
stuff.
what you saw, but
yeah,
what
I remember graphically.
What I know about Tumblr.
I was like, Willow, and she was like, don't even pay attention to it. We're getting to my page. I was like, I can't believe kids are exposed to this on a daily basis. I was profoundly disturbed.
But the thing that I will say, though, is that because I had you and Daddy to actually like have real conversations with, that stuff didn't really affect me because I knew I had a connection with people that I could talk to about it and knew like what the reality of it was.
Let me ask you a question, because back in the day, porn for my generation started in magazines, and then you had to like go to a CD store to get a VHS tape. Like you had to like.
We didn't have access.
We didn't have access to it like that. So if you had to like really go on an adventure to go see some pornography. Whereas for your generation, it's on your phone. It's porn in your pocket.
Porn in your pocket.
What have you seen in regards to your generation? Do you know boys that are fascinated with porn, or like who have a specific?
I mean, I have two brothers.
Yes,
so
you do.
They're not addicted to porn.
No, they're not addicted to porn, but like I've done seen some stuff.
Right.
What? What is going on?
That's a TMI moment. All right. Like, all right.
She's like, I can't take it.
I can't. I think I'll probably be in too much shock to.
Most parents would be alarmed if they discovered their child had been exposed to such material at that age. But Jada appeared unfazed. Rather than discouraging it, she seemed to normalize it. During the same episode, she even joked about wanting to share the type of content she watches with her mother and Willow. The comment left many viewers shocked and disturbed.
And then you have that porn that's more sensual. That's, you know, it's like, it's very sensual, very done in a very artistic way. You know, you slow motion.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, you know,
All
very
right,
exactly.
Jada, Willow, and Adrian talking a little porn at the Red Table, a new episode that streams Monday on Facebook. Watch.
Talking a little porn. The ladies get into some heavy conversation, though. And props to Willow, who has sat through some serious TMI.
I can imagine if my mama
and my grandmama were having some of the conversations that they have had at this table, and you got to get up and instead you give a, wow, yeah.
Ooh.
And I take that as a signal of like, okay.
Yeah, she can really give some expression.
Both Jaden and Willow were allegedly introduced to inappropriate material far earlier than they should have been. Reports claim that Jada would watch this content openly in the home while her children were present. Some of the material reportedly included recordings involving both her and Will themselves. The idea that children were exposed to that environment deeply unsettled many people.
You know, about the things they were doing allegedly to certain people and all that. And I told you that Jada was addicted to. So how Jada would watch at the house is she had her laptop, she would stick her hard drive in, right? Boom, and hook it up to the TV, and she could play whatever video she watching. So now, I'm seeing videos of her and Will and a bunch of some celebrities, everything. Because remember, the last interview I told you, if you don't sue me, I'm gonna let people know who you've been hitting with them dildos. I don't know if you remember that, but I remember. Your wino's gonna remember it. And I said, if you don't sue, I'm gonna sue. So I told you, being Muslim, whatever I say I'm gonna do, that's what I'm gonna do. Period. And I gotta have evidence. So we not playing. That's why they didn't sue. So back to these discs with all these this self-homemade on it or whatever. Okay? Somebody stole 2 hard drives from Jada's house with this alleged on it, right? Jada thought, so now we get into why she's even more mad. So Jada thought I had something to do with the disc being stolen, right? And one thing that they allegedly did was report it stolen. So whoever comes out with this video or tape or anything have stolen property. They're going to jail, right? Okay, now that's why me and Jada's relationship got to be so toxic towards the end, because she thought I stole these videos. So there are videos of her with other people. But I saw some of the video. Mind you, when Jada at the house.
Was any of them allegedly MC Light?
Yes.
I just said that was just
why didn't you let me say that?
That was just my own opinion.
I
had no dog in this fight.
Oh, goodness.
But I always felt like, in my opinion, that her and MC Light kind of had something going on, and they used men, Will and MC Light's husband, to cover it up.
So,
and then we had a lady that comes.
What made the situation even more troubling was Jada later laughing about it on television. Turning something so serious into a joke only added to the discomfort. Viewers could clearly see how uneasy Willow appeared during the conversation, yet Jada showed little concern for her daughter's visible discomfort.
Ever had an addiction? Yes, I've had several.
Jada Pinkett Smith has also spoken publicly about her personal struggles with addiction. I'm hoping that it will give people the freedom also in their lives to find their truth. The actress, then 46, shared these details during an episode of her Facebook Watch series Red Table Talk, where she openly discussed battling a sex addiction.
Hoping that it will give people the freedom also in their lives to find.
Jada claimed that she was ultimately able to overcome those issues on her own, without outside intervention.
My sort of addictions jump. They jump around. When I was younger, I definitely think I had a sex addiction of some kind. Yes, that everything could be fixed by sex.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Or
It's the behavior.
It's the behavior that's attached to it. Because if you want to have a lot of sex, that's great. But why are you having all that sex? That's what you got to look at. Yeah. You know what I mean?
While Willow eventually found ways to distance herself from the environment Jada created, Jaden was not as fortunate. Jada has admitted to introducing Jaden to substances at a young age, and this exposure is often cited as a reason Jaden later spoke about wanting legal independence. Jada herself stated that after cheating on Will, she needed to heal, and involving her son in certain activities was part of what she described as her healing process.
I became a gym addict. I was just in the gym constantly, and then I remember reaching a rock bottom. That time I was in the house by myself, and I had those 2 bottles of wine and was going for the 3rd bottle, and it was like, now hold up. You in this house by yourself going on to your 3rd
That's gangster.
bottle of wine. You might have a problem.
It's also important to remember that Jada has openly acknowledged having a long history with substance use, even before many of these events took place.
I went cold turkey That's the thing about me. I can go cold turkey.
Yeah.
I am a binger. And I always have to watch myself and just how I can get just obsessed with things. And, you know, it's not what you're doing.
Because of everything Jada allegedly put her children through, Jaden began to spiral and nearly lost himself in the process. Will was rarely around, leaving Jaden and Willow in the care of someone who appeared more focused on herself than on being a parent. Many believe this is a major reason Jaden eventually chose to step away from the entertainment industry altogether. He wanted distance from the spotlight and from both Jada and Will.
I was introduced to plant medicine 10 years ago to deal with my depression, and it knocked it out.
Something Jada says she can speak to from personal experience.
What it does, unlike just going to therapy and putting people on Prozac, right? Which I did that too.
Which that is not successful for so many people.
And that's the thing. So for me, I had struggled with depression for so long. You know, I mean, crippling depression. So the thing about the plant medicine is that not only does it help you feel better, but it helps you solve the problems of how you got there in the first place.
As for Jaden, he says recent studies that touted mushrooms as one of the most significant advances in treating depression over more traditional antidepressants inspired his use of psychedelics.
It started as pure curiosity.
Yeah.
The 23-year-old added that he started using the drug out of curiosity, and doing so led to his understanding of what ego was for the first time.
It was always in my head talking, telling me what I was and what I wasn't. And for the first time, I had like a ego dissolution where I was like, that was the moment that really changed me. You get to a place in your life where you're blocked by something, whether it's a trauma, whether it's your emotions, your ego, not being able to express yourself. And then I feel like psychedelics are a way to tear down that wall and see what's beyond it. Doing it guided with people that are professionals, I feel like really increases the chances of having that mystical experience.
Since psychedelics are still illegal, Jaden says it's important to be guided by a professional, which the table agrees is the only way some people can feel safe enough to leave themselves in such a vulnerable position.
You gotta wanna do it. This is not play.
Yeah.
And you gotta be really willing to confront some hard stuff.
Yeah.
And it's very healing, and it's changed.
Jaden grew up watching his mother cheat on his father and then justify it as her way of finding freedom. That example is often cited as the reason Jaden later cheated on multiple partners himself. Recently, reports surfaced claiming Jaden was unfaithful to his girlfriend, Sabrina Zada, with a French model. This wasn't the first cheating allegation tied to him, and now there are even rumors suggesting he's in an open relationship. The question many people are asking is who normalized that behavior for him and told him it was acceptable.
Opened up and talked about back in your early days when you were younger. You said that you were a drug dealer, and you said you just decided that this one little piece was important to share.
A bad one at that.
You weren't even a good drug dealer.
I wasn't a good one.
Oh no.
But you said it was finally time to share. So why was now the time?
Well, I felt like there had been, and still is, a lot of missing pieces to my relationship with Tupac, and I know that there's a lot of intrigue.
Everybody knew that I was very unhappy, but just couldn't figure out why. Because everybody thought how I thought. You've got everything. What is wrong with you? Because I didn't know what was wrong with me either. Because you have to remember, during that time, no one was really talking about mental health.
Yeah. Ayahuasca really was...
That was the turning point.
So that in and of itself turned you from the brink of suicide.
And I never had a suicidal thought again. Now, in saying that, ayahuasca is not for everybody.
Yeah.
And I want to be very clear about that. You have to really have someone who's very trained to guide you through that. It was a very extreme situation for me, but I swear I'm so grateful that I went through it, because in 4 days, I have 4 excruciating nights, but on the other side, I never...
And you never had a suicidal thought?
Around the same period Jada was publicly defending infidelity and framing it as empowerment, Jaden announced that he was gay and claimed he was dating Tyler, the creator. At the same time, Jada was also pushing the narrative that she and Will were in an open marriage. She referred to it as a transparent marriage, but it doesn't take much effort to understand what that label implied.
sometimes my dad will just pull his pants down.
Hey!
Will is always, Will is always playing. He plays.
Okay.
Let me kiss my son. Kiss my son. Come on.
Jaden jumped up and ran.
No, not on the set he wasn't trying to kiss me, but after the set he'll try to kiss me.
In 2023, Jada released her memoir titled Worthy. In the book, she admitted to cheating on Will multiple times throughout their marriage. When Will later confronted her about these revelations during an episode of Red Table Talk, Jada shockingly placed part of the blame on him. As promised, Jada Pinkett Smith brought herself to the Red Table, and unexpectedly, her husband Will Smith joined her. The conversation centered on pain, healing, and Jada's entanglement with August Alsina. She framed it as love. Not long before that, August had publicly stated that he was involved with Jada while she was still married. Although initial statements denied the affair, Jada eventually confirmed that the relationship did, in fact, happen.
My kings out there that have been cheated on by their women. Stop making it your fault. Yes, women cheat too. Now here's the other thing. Sex is one of the strongest forces in the universe that we have to deal with. This is about self-mastery. It's not even about what's going on in a relationship. This is about self-mastery, okay? So if you think just because somebody says they love you, or you think just because they want to be in a relationship with you, that means that that's going to dissolve all their traumas that they come with, you know what I'm saying? And that they're going to know how to deal with their traumas? Nah, people gonna mess up. So here's the thing. Make sure you're with someone that is interested in mastering themselves and everything that they come with. And I know that there's a lot of pain that comes with infidelity, but relationships is a spiritual endeavor. Just make sure you're with somebody who's worth it.
During the 12-minute Red Table Talk episode, Jada sat across from Will and explained how she first met August 4.5 years earlier. She claimed their relationship started as a friendship and only turned romantic after she and Will had reached a point where they believed their marriage was over.
He talks about you all the time.
Right.
You know, just lots of rumors and tabloids and all of that. And you were very careful in the book without, not in a whiny way or whatever. Let me clarify this.
Right.
Let me clarify these things that have been said. And one of the things that you are careful to clarify is it was never an open relationship.
Yes, it was.
It was a transparent. You say it's a transparent relationship. And what do you mean by that?
So transparent meaning, look, I wasn't gonna fool myself into thinking that we as 20-some-year-olds, babies, mind you, getting married and living in Tinseltown, spending a lot of time apart, okay, that we weren't gonna run into temptation situations.
You're young, beautiful, rich, temptation. Right. You're apart a lot. Temptation is raining down
Right,
on you.
Exactly, right? And I'm like, hey, we gotta be in partnership with this. Like, I wanted to face it head on and just go, I didn't want to create a culture of deceit or betrayal between us. And I just wanted to be real about it from the gate. I had seen so much just with, I knew what street fame brought dudes, okay? I knew what street fame brought, and I'm like, if street fame does that, I can only imagine what global fame does. And from me, my own experience walking into rooms, all eyes on me, and how intoxicating that was as a young woman. You know what I mean? It's like I had been there and done that, you know, in regards to my earlier years before I met Will, but I just knew that I just wasn't gonna set myself up that way. But it was never an open marriage, you know, and like either one of us get to do whatever we want to do. That was never the case.
As you say in the book, it's about eliminating the possibility of betrayal.
Yeah.
If something happens or you want it to happen, talk about it.
Absolutely.
Which is the healthiest way to go in.
Listen.
Because it happens to everybody.
To everybody. Listen, if you expect to be with somebody forever, it's like, let's get.
The episode also addressed and attempted to clear up the widespread belief that Will had given August permission to be involved with his wife.
It's a situation that I considered private,
You just feel like it ain't really nobody's business. Yeah. But now Black Twitter has claimed it as their business.
And if you're wondering why August specifically, Jada offered her own explanation for that choice.
You and I were going through a very difficult time.
Yeah.
And we decided...
I was done with your ass.
Yeah, you kicked me to the curb.
I was done with you.
Yeah.
Marriages have that, though. Marriages have that.
Yeah, we basically, we broke up.
And then what did you do, Jada?
Well, you know, I think from there, you know, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement with August.
According to allegations, it wasn't only Jada engaging in affairs or exposing her children to inappropriate situations. Will was also allegedly involved in intimate relationships with other men inside the family home. Jaden and Willow were reportedly aware of these encounters. Will Smith's longtime friend, Bilal Smith, came forward last year claiming to expose what truly went on behind closed doors in the Smith household.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
A relationship?
Yes, it was a relationship, absolutely.
Jada allegedly attempted to suppress these claims in order to maintain the public image of a perfect marriage. But that image is now unraveling. Bilal has filed a $3 million lawsuit against Jada, accusing her of lying about him and damaging his reputation. In court, Jada will now be required to prove that Bilal's statements are false. And if Bilal produces even a single piece of video evidence he claims to have, both Will and Jada could be facing serious consequences.
The only person that can give permission in that particular circumstance is myself.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. But what August was probably trying to communicate, because I could actually see how he would perceive it as permission because we were separated amicably.
Yeah.
And I think he also wanted to make it clear that he's not a homewrecker. I just wanted to feel good. It had been so long since I felt good. And it was really a joy to just
put out an interview with Will Smith grabbing Alfonso Rivera's penis, squeezing his nipple and trying to put his finger in his butt. Jada responded to the first global interview that I did with you.
That was a global interview.
Yes, it went all over the world.
It was in Arabic, I saw it.
Yeah, it's India, everywhere. I talked for 2 hours.
Okay.
And I said some pretty, what some people may think to be outrageous things, but I knew them to be true and had the evidence to show that it was true. That's when Jada responded out of anger, not out of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Because for her to be a global iconic superstar, you rushed to the Breakfast Club to say, number one, that, I extorted you. There was a money shakedown. You said you didn't have all the facts. So that puts you in legal jeopardy right now. You said all the facts will come out. None of the facts came out. Now you, Will, and yourself are in legal jeopardy. Her lawyer sends me a cease and desist letter, which I had to report him to the bar. Kenneth B. Hurt, because he said I never knew Will, that I never worked for Will, and that he said he represented Willard Carroll Smith, which is Will's real name, but he was asking me to take down statements from Jada. So that's what we call in law overreaching. You cannot, if you're saying you represent Will, you can't compel me to do something against Jada, right? So I already knew that I had him legally. So I said, okay, I got y'all. Now, once that happened, there was another interview, of course, when she came outside and reiterated that she was suing, right? And there was another interview with TMZ just after that where one of the cameramen asked Jada, hey, Jada, have you seen Will with any men before? And her answer was no. So now that's a lie too, because I put out an interview with Will Smith grabbing Alfonso Rivera's penis, squeezing his nipple and trying to put his finger in his butt. After that, they reached out to me through many people, one being Charles Austin, aka Charlie Mack, the federal informant. He reached out to me through a friend. From my understanding, allegedly, it was Will and...
Pinkett, you look fantastic.
We gotta go. We're blocking traffic.
Oh, we got it. Oh, we're blocking traffic. I'm sorry. What do you say about the allegations? There's like, so many rumors. Anything you want to say? We suing. I know that's right. Thank you, Miss.
The Will and Jada sagas and entanglements and drama was out of the mainstream.
Bro,
here we are again.
it's back. Now, a man by the name of Bilal Salam alleges that Jada and her entourage basically rolled up on him at a birthday party in 2021. He said he was very close friends with Will for decades. But Jada and about 7 other people confronted him at Will's 53rd birthday party. And he claims that she became very aggressive. She told him that if he didn't stop telling her personal business, that he would end up missing or catch a bullet. That's what he's saying. He also claims that Jada was demanding that he sign like a non-disclosure agreement. And he said months later, they actually needed his help. He claims that, after Will's infamous Oscar slap, they were trying to use him to help him with crisis management. But according to the lawsuit, it says the plaintiff refused to perform tasks he believed to be illegal, unethical, or morally compromising. And he's basically saying that he didn't want to be involved in any cover-up or deceptive PR campaigns. And now he feels like they're retaliating against him, and he's suing her for $3 million.
So the threat was regarding what exactly? Rewind that for me.
So the threat was, stop telling my personal business. And he's claiming that she said, or end up missing or catch a bullet, according to him. That's what he's saying.
Got it. And he was working with the family.
That's what it sounds like, because he says he was very close to Will for years. And at one point they needed him. But he refused to cooperate with, stuff that he felt was.
Do you think Jaden finally speaking out has exposed Jada's role in everything that allegedly happened behind closed doors? Or is this simply another example of a family that should never have lived such a public life? Share your thoughts in the comments below.